Hello and welcome to the Tipsy Beekeeper, where I do urban beekeeping and homemade wine and mead making. Today I'm sipping on a little bit of my favorite Jim Beam Devil's Cut. Love this stuff. Alright, so today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Varroa mites and how to kill them. So I recently did an alcohol wash with both of my Empire Hive and Rebel Hive, and their counts are way too high. My counts for the Empire Hive was 10 Varroa mites in the alcohol wash, and in the Rebel Hive they had over 20 mites in the alcohol wash. If you want to know what an alcohol wash is, I'm going to do another video on that, so hit the subscribe button and notifications so you see when that comes up. I'll try and place a link in the description so that you can click on that and see what an alcohol wash is. But basically it tells you how many mites are in your hives. And a Varroa mite is, I'll see if I can put a picture up of one here. They're these little smaller than fleas, and they're parasites. They actually live and eat off of the bees. Their life cycle, they lay eggs in the comb where the queen lays her eggs, so they hatch out attached to the bees while they're still baby bees in their brood cells, and then stay attached to the bees when they come out and lay their eggs again and repeat the process. So what we have to do is kill them, and kill all of them.
Kill him now.
Because they really hurt your hive. They can take a strong hive and make it weak really fast. Both my Empire Hive and my Rebel Hive were booming in population. And that's why I did a Varroa alcohol wash, because I noticed their numbers had dropped almost in half. And I saw some sickly bees in there. Sure enough, I got a bad case of Varroa mites. So what I'm going to do is an oxalic acid gas treatment. I bought this wand. Got it off Amazon. What this does is get yourself a car battery, or I ride motorcycles, so I extra motorcycle batteries. They're all just 12-volt batteries, but you hook these cables up to your batteries. You buy some oxalic acid off of the internet, which is just this white powdery looking, almost sand looking stuff, and then there's a little cup inside this wand that you fill with it. Now when you hook the batteries up to it, this thing gets super hot, super hot, and it turns this powder form into a gaseous form and goes out through the hive and kills the Varroa mites. The bees aren't a big fan of it, but it doesn't kill the bees, it doesn't hurt them, they just don't like it. So you're okay there with your bees. I find it's one of the best methods of killing Varroa mites, because the gas gets all over the place and it fills up the entire hive box, so you know you're getting a treatment across the board. Now what you also have to do is treat them once a week for 4 weeks, because you have to kill the life cycle of the Varroa mites. Because if you go in there and just treat them, yeah, you're going to kill the Varroa mites that are on the bees, but you're not going to kill the Varroa mites that are in the cells with the bees being born. So this week you're going to have some bees born and they're going to be mite infested. So you got to treat them again. But the next week there's going to be more bees born and you got to treat them. So it takes about 4 weeks, because you got to figure the life cycle of a worker bee is 24 days. So you got to cover them for at least one whole month so you completely kill off the life cycle of the Varroa mites. The other thing that you need to know is this stuff is extremely, extremely bad for humans. You'll see in some of the other videos people wear full-on masks. With canisters and everything. I unfortunately don't have enough money to purchase one of those. So what I do is I set these up, get my powder in here, stick it underneath the hive, put a brick on it so that they can't move, hook it up to my battery, and then I skedoodle. I go to the other side of the yard. And I'll leave it on for at least 10 to 15 minutes. And I'll wait until I see no smoke that's coming out of the hive whatsoever. And then I'll go over there real quick, just disconnect it from the battery, and then again wait like 5 or 6 more minutes for anything to dissipate. Because if you inhale this oxalic acid, you're going to need to go to the doctor. Most likely the emergency room. It can be very, very, very bad for humans. So be safe around this stuff and be smart and think smart around it. So I'll go set this up and take some video of it being done. And here it goes. Alright, so I just add my oxalic acid powder to the little cup.
Have you ever encountered a Jedi Knight before, sir?
Well, no, but I don't. Seal off the bridge!
Yes, sir.
That won't be enough, sir.
I want droidekas up here at once!
We will not survive this.
Putting it under the hive.
They are still coming through.
Put a brick there to make sure it stays. Close this back up. Alright, see you back in about 10 minutes. We'll see what kind of smoke we get out of it.
I've sped this part up just so that you guys don't sit here and watch it smoke for 15 minutes. But basically, from here, I go inside, I sit down, I sip on my whiskey, I set an alarm for about 12 minutes. And once the alarm goes off, I come back outside, and from the other side of the yard, I'll watch and see if there's any smoke. If there's no more smoke for at least a minute, I'll go over and disconnect the battery cables, and then again, walk away and go back inside for another 5 minutes, sipping on my whiskey, giving it plenty of time to cool off, so I make sure that there's no more oxalic acid vapor inside. And then I repeat the process on my next hive, which you'll get a better viewpoint. I change the camera angle so you can see it smoke and how it evaporates more. Different angle of the oxalic acid evaporating into smoke. As you can see on all of my bottom boards, I cut out a section and do a screen on the bottom side of it. It helps with ventilation during the hot weather because I'm down here in Florida and it gets super hot during the summers. But then it also helps making it a lot easier to do these oxalic acid treatments so that smoke can fully envelop throughout the entire hive. I find this to be a very effective method. As you can see how much smoke it does create. It fills that entire hive box from the whole entire inside and smokes out all over the place.
So I hope you all enjoyed that and found it interesting and educational. Please feel free to ask me any questions in the comments. And until next time, bottoms up from the Tipsy Beekeeper.